Alright everybody, we're here, we're live. Got my buddy Vinny here. Vincenzo.
What's up?
And we're going to talk about, Bitcoin and all kinds of things. So anyway, we got this $100 trillion bill here. We're just looking at a picture of it and thinking about, how did it get to that point in Zimbabwe? I mean, obviously,
Zimbabweans aren't fucking carrying around $100 trillion fucking dollar notes.
well, not anymore. This is from a couple of years ago, but like their money got just so pointless that they would just say like, "Oh, this is $100 trillion," and then that's worth like a cent.
Yeah.
That's how bad it got.
Yeah.
So like basically, that's how inflation is stealing your money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Do you like getting your money stolen?
No.
Oh, me neither. All right. So anyway, brute force cracking. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, why don't you just? Oh no, I was just gonna let everyone know out there. I am the 5,000 ranked player in SUP. Just to let it be known, if you know out there, it's a racing app game. There is 1.2 million players. I kick dicks in. I haven't spent $1.
What's your screen name on the site?
Vichens
Okay, Vichens.
with 4 Z's.
If you're on this racing app, what's it called again?
SUP. S-U-P. Get on it. I'm a beast.
Get on
It's
it
a
and
great
you will
game.
Not ever beat him.
You might, dude, because you can spend money on it too.
well,
You can spend money on it, but
spend
I don't
money.
spend money on it. I'm
No.
5,000 clean.
No, we're saving our money for Bitcoin.
This thing.
All right.
This
so
thing.
anyway, we give the banks the privilege to create money, and then we borrow that money from them and pay interest on it. Isn't this idiotic? All right, hold on. Let's think about that a second. We give them the privilege to create money, so banks just create money, and then we borrow that money from them and pay interest on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is idiotic.
Yeah.
Why would we do this when it can literally be all controlled by a computer right now that just like controls it, and like we don't have to worry about ever trusting the bank to fuck us?
Up the ass, which they do regularly.
Yeah, like I said, there was just a bailout in Italy again. Another bailout for banks. They made like bad loans or something, and like they had to pay billions.
Billions, fucking billions.
Alright, so anyway, brute force cracking. So if you secure your bitcoins properly, which, like, it's the type of thing where you just need someone trusted who knows how to do it, or figure it out yourself, but like, you can be safer than a bank. Because a bank could always go under, like these banks in Italy. You could always go to the bank and they don't have your money that they say they do.
No, they got it.
Now, if you do this, you're safe against brute force cracking. You have security and safety. As long as you have a password that's like long, type of thing that only you'll remember. You can have as much money as you want, as secure as you want, and never have to worry about not being able to get it, which is a concern if you have like a lot of money in the bank. What if you just one day wanted to get it and they just didn't have it? That's happened in many countries. It's happening more and more lately. So, let's see. You can also get a wallet with a seed, which is just like 12 or 6 random words, 20 random words, some random amount like that, and you just like write those words down. But like you got to keep that secure, because if someone gets that, that's all the money.
Yeah.
That's literally all the money. You don't even doesn't even matter if you have a password, because they'll regenerate it from that seed, and there's no password when they regenerate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they just get the new one.
Yeah, so they just can drain all the funds at that point. So that's something you would want to keep very, very secure, but, if you do that, it's very, very efficient. What are you doing, pal?
I'm not making phone calls. I got a bad feeling.
What's wrong?
I told this bitch to fucking go to my house. Ain't nobody at my house. I just remember my grandma's not there.
Oh, is that a problem?
Might be.
Well, have her come over here. Alright, anyway. Decentralized versus centralized. What does that mean? Well, a centralized thing is like the bank, right?
Yeah.
Or like the government.
Mm-hmm.
Something that can apply a lot of pressure to specific individuals.
Yeah.
And put the squeeze on them, alright? Basically, a lot of things are like this nowadays, but there's also some decentralized things.
You gonna fucking pass it back?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, like BitTorrent, for example, which is like what's used to share movies and music. You can download movies or music on this thing, and it's just like a peer-to-peer thing. It can't be shut down because it's just like hundreds of thousands of people are running this program on their computer. And like they tried to shut it down in the past and like make an example of people who were sharing a lot. Like they actually busted people who shared like hundreds of thousands of videos Like, they actually physically asked the internet providers, like, who's doing this? All right, we're going to find their address, we're going to go to their house and make an example out of them. You know what happened? Hundreds of thousands of people took their place to share more music and videos. Because, like, information just wants to be shared. Like, once it gets out there, it wants to be out there. You know what I'm saying? So there's no point trying to contain it, and there's no stopping a decentralized system. Because as we said, there's no choke point. There's no place to apply pressure. There's 100,000 people running something on their computer. How do you apply pressure?
I don't know. How do you?
Can't.
How do
You can't. You simply can't. You can't. All you can do is make an example out of a couple of them with whatever manpower you have. You know, go bust a couple people, but you're not going to be able to bust all 100,000 of them. And then 100,000 more might sign up the next day and start using it. So that's what the power of a decentralized system is, which Bitcoin is that type of a network.
How are you gonna get people to buy in?
You don't have to get people to buy in. People will buy in of their own free will. It's a completely voluntary system. That's what's so great about it. Okay?
Yeah.
So, rules of governance. See, that's a big thing that's happening right now. People don't get what's going on. Like, they're trying to govern Bitcoin, but it's not something that can be governed because it's just consensus. And like, when you achieve consensus, what is that? Well, like, in general, what is achieving a consensus? You come to an agreement, right? So, in Bitcoin, a consensus is we all agree who owns which coins.
Right.
Like, you're saying, all right, anyone who transfers, like, all the transactions are in the blockchain, so you can trace every coin back to its origin, when it was generated, what year it was generated, and, like, where it went. Like, it was generated by some guy who generated it with his computer. Then he sent it to someone else in 2013. Mm-hmm. Then then half that coin was sent to someone else. Like you can trace back every fraction of the coin too, because they get split up and stuff. It's like infinitely divisible, which a lot of people don't know. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, but you know, I think word will spread at some point. So you know, they're trying to govern it, but all it is a general consensus on what's happening, and like the way consensus works is, like, once it's going, you can't really stop it. So, the way Bitcoin's going right now, it can't really be stopped or changed. Obviously, they're trying, but I think it's highly likely they're going to fail. The people who are trying to, like, change it and be like, oh, we're going to increase the capacity of the network, you know? They're trying to increase the capacity, make it bigger, like, so it can be like Visa or something, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't understand, like, there's unintended consequences. You can't just, like, try to take a small thing and make it huge overnight.
Yeah, it's got to build the time.
Especially when it's everything in computers like always breaks, and this is the craziest thing. It has been running since 2009 now, so 8 years without breaking. That just in itself is amazing. Because like I try to run computers all the time. I'm supposedly good at them, but like I'm an idiot. They like break all the time, don't work properly. Like things don't work right.
Yeah,
it's like
moving parts, bro. You can't be accountable for that.
Yeah,
shit.
it's incredible, and they're so complicated these days. I was just reading an article. It was like computers are so incredibly complicated, and they're like held together by like bits of tape, basically. Like all the software is like so hackable and stuff. Like Windows, it doesn't even matter if you got Windows or whatever. Like you're gonna get hacked.
Yeah, you are.
If somebody really wants it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like if you're going to keep Bitcoin, you want to keep them on a hardware wallet, because that can't be hacked. You just like throw it in a safe or some shit, and somebody can't steal it. Whereas if you're keeping them on a wallet, you know, even if you have a really secure password, if someone gets a keylogger on your computer,
can we pause this?
they know the password. Can we pause it?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can pause it actually.
Really?
If you gotta go do something, just go do something. I'll just continue talking.
No, I'm gonna fucking smoke a cigarette real quick, put a hat on, because look at my fucking hair, dude. Look at the fucking
Buddy,
peacock over
you
this
look
fucking
great.
I'm about to be out here
Hey,
for
listen,
the people.
Just go and be back. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, so you know.
He knows what he's talking about. I just ate like fucking 10 edibles. They're working their way down my fucking esophagus. They're lodged as I swallowed them. And now I'm going through that phase where I'm starting to realize, oh shit, maybe I should have swallowed 10 pieces before I figured out what they fucking
No, I told you what they are. Those are weak. You'll be fine, you know.
I know I'll be fine. They're just working their way down like a fucking bitch, dude.
Alright, so anyway. I'll see you in a minute, bud.
Yeah.
Alright, we got Vincenzo stepping out. So I'm going to talk right now about how there's nobody in charge versus all users being in charge. So, really, all users are in charge, and in a way, no one is in charge. That's the way a decentralized system works. So, like, when a group or of individuals tries to push rules regarding consensus or patches, to the GitHubs and alter the code. People, all users, have to run that code for Bitcoin to go that way. So, like, all users would have to run code saying there'd be more than 21 million coins ever for there to be more than 21 million coins ever. And anyone who holds coins, a lot of their value is from the fact that there only going to be 21 million ever. So they're incredibly incentivized to not run code like that. So that's just a very simple reason why it's obvious that like code like that will never be run. And if you see code not being run, this is what I want to stress. This is probably the most important part, because I'm not smart. Like, I may sound smart, but I'm not. I just have read a lot, and like reading does not necessarily make you smart. You become smart by thinking more. So you got to understand that there's very smart people are in charge of the code of Bitcoin and have been since the beginning. So, and if you haven't even read the source code of Bitcoin, you shouldn't even be weighing in on the issues until you actually go and read the source code itself. Now, I have read the source code, and it's like somewhat hard to comprehend, but the way people are able to comprehend it very easily and make changes to it that still achieve consensus and still keep the network working for 8 years is literally incredibly amazing to me. And I'm someone who's formally trained in computer science, from a young age. A lot self-taught, but I was writing computer codes and programs, literally in 3rd grade. My dad helped me write a computer program for a project for class, an extra credit project, and it worked just like it was supposed to. It was really funny. It asked the kid's name, and then it figured out their address, because like we had a list of where the kids lived in the class. So you just type in your name, and it was actually it was funny. I still remember. We had a special setting where if you typed the teacher's name, it said teacher alert, and there was like a siren that went off. But when I actually showed it in the class, I was too scared to do it because I thought I might get in trouble or something, or like just a little embarrassed, I guess. But it was really cool. But my dad did help me with that quite a bit, because I was just like 8 years old. But I understood it. I understood, like, oh, if this happens, then this happens. Like, that made sense to me. So it was just a basic code, literally the language basic. So anyways, like I said, people who take sides in this issue, in any issue about Bitcoin scaling or whatever, without even having read the source code is amazing to me. But then, like, if you have read the source code, you'll realize how hard it is to keep things working, especially something like this, which is just a thing that everyone's running on their computers, and like that's how consensus is achieved. I know there's stuff like ASICs now and stuff, but it's still achieving consensus through nodes and miners. Nobody's stealing coins except through, supposed trusted third parties that don't turn out to be so trusted, like websites, exchanges such as Mt. Gox that hold the money, or now this Alpha Bay market just went offline. So yeah, I know everything that's going on in crypto. Don't worry, but I know nothing. I mean, like, I know 1% really of things in this world. All right, let's see here. Nodes versus miners. See, this is the thing, like, Bitcoin cannot exist without nodes. Like, it can't exist with just miners, because if there's just miners, there's no value to the coins. It's just miners trying to sell their coins for fiat or whatever, trade it for whatever, gold or anything. They'd be trying to trade it. There would be no demand whatsoever. So, like, do miners not understand that they depend on users for demand at the very base level? And then, like, obviously users need miners to validate their transactions and include them in a block, but like, you're paying transaction fees, and this is something that this is how it's supposed to work. Like, it's scalable. Bitcoin will have 21 million, and then like once there's 21 million, which will be in like 80 years or something like ridiculous, but it tapers off a lot before then, we'll be close to 21 million in like 10 or 20 years. It'll be like 20 million and change. Like, it's all going to be transaction fees. There's going to be no more new coins being generated for mining, so like, it has to be transaction fees. And transaction fees incentivize the network security to be stronger. So like, it does suck to have to pay them, but at the end of the day, high transaction fees is very good for Bitcoin, very good for security, which is the most important part of this. Like, you're getting into it to have a secure store of value. So like, if you're getting away from that, it's not going to be good for anyone. Alright, nodes in third world countries. People in third world countries should be able to run a node, if only just to learn. Like, this is something, when I first started learning about it, I read the source code, I read the white paper, I read forum posts about it, and I still had to run the program itself, run a node to really see how it worked, like see how it actually downloaded the blockchain at first and understand, oh, it's downloading history of all the transactions, and like then I see the block get downloaded that includes my transaction, and I see the wallet client, then reflect that in my balance, and so on and so forth. Like, this is a learning process, and like, if you can have like some 14-year-old kid in the Philippines right now go through that same learning process, that could be invaluable to him. Like, he could end up being a contributor to the core code and make some innovation that like improves Bitcoin tremendously. So like, but then if these people, which they're not going to succeed, but their argument is so ridiculous. They're like, Pete, we don't need people to be able to run nodes if they want to. Like, yes, you do need people to be able to run a node at any point if they want to. You need that. Once again, users are what drive demand for this, and if there is no users, there's no demand. So like, you can't just be like, well, we can have super nodes, and like, that'll be pretty centralized, but, well, it was good decentralized for a while. Like, it worked for a while. Now we're going to have to centralize because, like, we want more people to use it. So, like, we must be able to pay for coffees with this currency. Like, and meanwhile, like, people are saying they're still paying for coffees anyway. It's like a 12-cent fee on, like, an 80-cent coffee, and it's, like, still equitable in South American countries. Like, way better than using their currency right now. But that's neither here nor there. Olivia quote? I don't know what the fuck that is. Secure high denomination bills. Okay, so you see how people want to secure the value of coins and how high denomination bills are being phased out. It happened in India, it's happening in Europe with the Euro 500 bill. They're phasing that out. So what they're doing is they're trying to avoid people keeping more wealth in cash, which will just mean they'll have a tighter control over it. And obviously people are not going to want to do this because for many, many reasons, the majority of which are completely legitimate, people don't want others to know how much wealth they hold. This is a very understandable thing. Let's see. Huge demand of... yeah, I saw a post recently. It said there's a huge demand of Bitcoin from UK retirement accounts. It's from Ryan Radloff, apparently. Just apparently the people who have money in retirement accounts are looking to get some into Bitcoin to store their value or get a better return or whatever. It's interesting. I talked to a person who was involved with one of the top hedge funds in the world, and they said they have no plans for Bitcoin at this time, but that they're always looking for returns. So, like, never say never type of thing. And I thought that was interesting that, he did truly admit, he was like, we're not looking at it right now, but we're always looking for returns. And I think that it's pretty obvious that they will see that there's gonna be better returns than, most things when you have an inflation-proof thing that, like someone else said, these 21 million coins, every country in the world is going to be fighting over them. Its citizens are going to be fighting over them. It's going to be like a gold rush 2.0 type of thing. It's just so much more international and incredibly moving at such a faster pace. Oh, alright. What is this? Yeah, there's definitely trading bots because I've used one. There's trading bots on these exchanges, right?
Yeah.
So you got money on the exchange. Say you got a Bitcoin on there, and you want to try to buy an alternate coin at like a low price and then sell it at a high price to make some profit. Well, you're going to be competing against people who are incredibly sharp at this shit already. And you're going to be competing against people who have... There's this thing called an API call, which... Let me explain that to you. It's basically a thing that you program your computer up, and like you don't have to be on the website to make one of these trades. Like your computer can just automatically do... You can set it to be like, whenever you see the price trending down like 10% for the 24-hour period, buy, $100 worth of this shit.
Yeah.
And this thing, and then you'll leave it on to look at these trends for weeks and weeks, and you end up getting a cheap price on all these alternate coins, and then you can look at the current price, and like, if it goes right, you'll have entered the market at a way better price. Like you'll look and it'll be like, the current price of the thing is like a tenth of a coin, right? So if you got 10 of them, you got a coin. You can just trade it for a coin right then. And when you bought it, it was like a 50th of a coin. So like you bought 10 of them for way less than a coin, and now you trade it back for a coin, you got a coin. Now you can do whatever you want with that coin. Sell it for cash if you want, like sell half of it for cash if you want. Remember, they're so divisible. You can sell $20 worth just to take a little profit, and then just like keep it the rest and try to do this thing again. Because there's so many of these fucking alternate currencies that are coming out and shit.
Yeah.
Like people don't even know what
So
to do
essentially,
about
how much dollar value is there in one Bitcoin?
it. You can look right now. It's 2581 right now. But it's
and
gonna,
where will it fluctuate?
It's going to fluctuate up, but it might fluctuate down in the short term. So
Right,
it's
but
like a
is there
short-term
any
long-term.
failsafe? Is there a basement and a ceiling? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the basement is definitely at like 2,000 now, like, or maybe 1,500. But like, there's so many people who would like be hand over fist buying at those prices now that it's like hit higher highs. Because like, it's just the psychology of the markets of people. They're like, they'll see if they see it at 1,500 after it's hit 28, 29. Like they're gonna be like, oh, half price. I gotta buy now. Like,
Yeah,
there's
and
so
they'll
many
spike
people
it
who
back up.
that know about it. Yeah, and that'll just drive demand up. So like, there's definitely people who are waiting on the sidelines who have cash to spend, who are gonna buy at various price points. So like, you're not looking at anything below 15 at worst. And now the upside is like, I've heard 5,000, I've heard 55,000, I've heard 150,000, and it's all about just like time. Like it'll probably get there after like 50 years, but like that's in terms of dollars today. Like dollars might not even be used then, because like if $1 is worth 150,000, it's like that Zimbabwe shit. Like
Yeah.
dollars will just be a thing of the past at that point. And like I said, all countries are going to compete for these scarce 21 million coins that will ever be created. And like it could form like countries' reserve currency, you know what I mean? Or like basically be a reserve currency of the world, and then like all countries will still have their own currency. Like there'll still be U.S. dollars, but it'll be like they can't just print them all they want, because they'll have a central bank, and you can see their wallet address. You'd be like, oh, the United States has 10,000 bitcoins right now. So like the price of a U.S. dollar will fluctuate based on that. Like they'll be like, oh, the Treasury's got 15,000 bitcoins. We know the U.S. is doing well right now. You know what I mean? Like it'll be a real way to prove what countries are actually doing well economically. Like North Korea won't just be able to be like, yeah, we're killing it economically. Like meanwhile, like their citizens are starving and shit. You know what I mean? Because like they're just lying for propaganda. Like anyone will be able to see, all right, North Korea only has 100 bitcoins to their name. Like they're broke. Like they got less than like the average U.S. like business owner. You know what I mean? Of which there's thousands. You know what I mean? Tens of thousands. These are just average guys. All right. So there's exchanges you can trade on: Bittrex, Poloniex. It's definitely something you can get into if you know like how to buy low and sell high. If you're the type of person who's like goes to tag sales and buys stuff, and then goes to a flea market and sells it at a much higher price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this, you'll just have a knack for this type of
Yeah.
thing.
You're that kind of fucking hustler. You're a
Yeah. So
grinder.
it's only for certain people. Like I was trying to do it with this.
Buddy, I gotta
dog.
get a coffee, dude. You want one? I'm buying
Where
out.
are you gonna need a coffee?
I'm going to Starbucks, dude. Don't fuck with them. I'm sorry, dude. I don't care.
Buddy, what about this? We're almost done.
Buddy, what do you mean you got pages of shit?
No, this is all empty. I just got one more page.
All right, let's go. Come on.
All right, first of all, it's not about vapor coins.
It's not about vapor coins.
It's
It's dying
about-
out, guys.
It's about the underlying technology. You know what that means?
Underlying technology, boys and girls. The camera's
That's
over
what
here. I'm
ever-
pointing here.
That's what everyone's saying about like all these ICOs and shit that everyone's just pouring money into. Like there was $1 billion raised by
Buddy,
ICOs.
what I'm getting, the commonality that I keep coming back to, no matter what you're saying, I keep coming back to, is this shit's just about money, guys.
Yeah, that is
It's
true.
a good way of exchanging money and making money freely without Uncle Sam kicking you in the dick every week and his hand all the way up your ass every year.
All right, here we go. You remember the movie?
Nutshell.
You know the movie The Wolf of Wall Street?
Uncle
Where
Sam's
he's
the
like-
wolf.
Where he's like,
Yeah.
first we pitch. All right, here's the cryptocurrency equivalent of that. First we pitch them Bitcoin, Litecoin, crypto coins these people know. Once we've sucked them in, then we unload the dog shit. Aurora coin, Spain coin. That's where we make the fucking money. All right, so that's the quote from the movie,
Yeah,
but just translated into like that is literally happened.
the
like,
truth.
I may have
You dumb
participated.
shit on him.
I may have participated in somewhat in this.
Yeah?
I may have been the sucker in some way. but
You
no,
boiler
that's-
roomed a couple people?
That's part of the game.
You Giovanni Ribisi to feel?
So yeah, we're looking at I posted a video of me playing for Bitcoins, like
It's real, guys. I didn't want to
Real
believe
money.
the piece of shit. It's real. He's got the money. It's not a
no,
lie.
I don't have the money, like I don't
You don't got it yet. But
But
I
I
guess
just-
it's in flaw.
I'm here to tell you why if you actually have money,
Well, you
you
can
know.
make the money.
you might make some more on this because it's a good store of value.
It's all about ebbing and flowing.
It's like art. It's like buying the Mona Lisa. It's like being able to buy a corner of the Mona Lisa. And like the Mona Lisa goes up in value every year, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that corner of the Mona Lisa you have, you could rip off a tiny scrap of that and sell
Bad
it to
analogy.
somebody.
You don't want to actually rip it off because that goes way down in value. Bad analogy. But
No,
you get the
but-
point.
Well, the
You get the
analogy
point.
works if the value stays
core
the same.
basis, yes,
If
the
the
core
value
basis
stays the
is
same
there.
of the painting, like all of a sudden you got like $1 million worth of Mona Lisa, and you could break off a little piece of it and give it. to
Basically
anyone.
talking about oil here, guys.
And there's something that never closes. Like these markets are open 24/7. So like it's not like, oh, it's the weekend, there will be no trading.
Bull fucking shit.
Yeah. And it's gambling, like there's no question. It's like but the stock market's gambling too. And this is like basically like penny stocks, but even like more so. Because like penny stocks are still somewhat regulated. This is like all completely unregulated. Which is good.
Yeah, because it's all completely unregulated.
Oh, that means the smartest people are going to make the money. Like, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
This type of thing. Like, it shouldn't just be like, oh,
Everybody.
if you fuck up, you get a mulligan. Like, that's what happened with banks in this country. Like, there was a huge bailout for banks. There's been bailouts for these huge auto companies. Like, that fucked up.
Where's my fucking bailout,
Where's
huh?
my bailout, too? Like,
Where's
see,
my
this is what we're
fucking
talking
bailout?
about.
I need bailed out, bro. I'm in jail.
And where's your bailout, right?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Where's
like,
our bailout?
Where is our bailout? Like, we worked hard too. Did we?
But
not?
I deserve more. I'm in a fucking jail cell down bars right now,
I
dude.
understand this. Like, why
I'm in
did
a
these
jail cell
companies
down
get
bar.
bailed out? What did they
When
do
I
that's
need
so
it, dude.
special?
Okay?
We're the ones who really need it over here, and I'm sure like there's a lot out there who do really need it. So many people in crypto are addicted to losing money. That's really true. You know, that's what happens.
Is this live?
No. Well, I mean, it's going to be a video on YouTube, so it's not. No one's watching it live, no. Less than 1% of the world's data is analyzed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine how much.
Shit we can fucking get over on. Basically. That's what I'm saying. How much fucking shit. Huh?
Data is the new oil.
Buddy, we're talking from money to barely legal women. Whichever way you want to go, it falls everything in between. Boom.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Bit. The fucking coinage. Alright, let's go get coffee.
Cash is not accepted. Cash is no longer king. They're phasing out physical money. You understand that? That is so they can have total control. which like they will if it succeeds. But again, this
Because then they got a paper trail on everything you fucking buy, touch, move, this, that. Do you want that? I don't want that.
This decentralized shit, they can't have the paper.
Buddy, I buy some fucking weird shit sometimes, pal. I don't want people knowing about that.
Yeah, well, see, with Bitcoin, you could go on a website and
Buy your
something
weird
very
shit?
weird, you know, like some kind of, you know...
Whatever you're into, bro. Because what
we
you
don't
might
even
fall
want-
weird. I don't want to know.
There's no need to speculate on
I don't
what
want
might
to
be.
know. That's my thing. I don't want the government to know. I don't want to know. I don't want you to know. I don't want to know
We
about
definitely
you.
don't want to know.
Don't want to know.
That's just personal business.
I
But if
just
you buy
want
it
you
with
to
a-
have the right to do so.
But if you buy it with a credit card,
Everybody fucking knows.
especially once that credit card company gets hacked and all their data
Boom.
gets leaked, which always then eventually happens.
Next thing you know, Tommy down the street's a fucking pervert because he likes to play with his asshole a little bit.
Yeah, and-
Maybe that's
and
what he
that-
likes to do.
that's
Who am
something-
I to judge? I got strong ideals on it. So if I knew he played with his asshole, I'd look at him like he's half a fucking cheesecake. I'm not even gonna lie.
And that's his personal business.
And that's, yeah, that is unfair to him. That
No,
now I
yeah.
have a preconceived notion in my
Now
head.
you're going to see him walking down the street and be like, there goes the Tommy.
This
you
guy
know?
checking his oil again,
There he
fucking
goes,
guy.
just digging in the, you know.
Digging in the old gold mine.
And that's something that is wrong.
No, dude, he should
That's
be able
privacy.
to
He should have
enjoy
privacy.
the privacy of his home, playing with his butthole, whatever he wants to do. And you should be able to do whatever you want to do.
All right, so
I'm huffing fucking weed out of a bag right now, guys, okay? I like to do what I want to do.
all right, let's talk about this picture here. It says,
That you can't see.
well, yeah. We're gonna tell them what we're looking at. So it's a
All
picture that says, this is basically going back to having a strong password and keeping your coins safe, even if they're in a safe, in a hardware wallet, right? What would actually happen if somebody really wanted it? Oh no, it's encrypted. Oh no, it's no good. It's super encrypted. Our evil plan is foiled. That's what people imagine. What would actually happen? Probably, like at the end of the day, oh, it's encrypted. Let's drug him and hit him with this $5 wrench until he tells us the password. Right?
Yeah.
That's the real world, people. Like, that's what's probably still going to end up happening at the end of the day. Which is why you keep a low profile. You don't go around saying, you know, I got
I'm a bit beast.
50,000 bitcoins in my laptop right now. Hey guys, you know, that's $100 million, but I hope no one comes and takes them.
Yeah, why don't you come club me over the fucking head, huh?
Because I guarantee someone will come for that. That's a lot of money.
Buddy, $100 million? I might hit you with the $5 wrench. Hey.
Hold on, that might be a billion, actually.
Buddy, for $1 billion, I'll definitely hit you with a fucking wrench.
Oh, for 100 million, are you thinking about it, though?
Dude, billion and million are two different stratospheres, buddy, okay?
Hey,
We're-
no, but,
buddy, we're talking LeBron James and Donald Trump, alright?
no, but you remember the Facebook where he's like, $1 million isn't cool. You know what is cool?
Yeah.
$1 billion. The fucking... I posted that, actually. Somebody posted something because, like, the entire value of all the coins went to 100 billion, and someone was like, wow, 100 billion all in coins. I posted, I was like, people were loving it. They were like, I posted, 100 billion isn't cool. You know what is cool? $1 trillion. Because it's going to get there. It's a question of when. It might be a year, it might be 5 years, but things are moving so fast. Like, so much money just flowed in with this Ethereum shit, and people were just like, remember your fucking cousin was literally like, hey, this Ethereum shit sounds good, let's buy it at $9. Next thing you know, it's $400. Like, when it's becoming that commonplace, things are moving very fast.
When that asshole hit the lick,
Oh, he didn't hit it because he didn't end up buying.
dumbass.
Well, I mean, let's
Hindsight's 2020.
think about who we're talking about here.
What?
I said, let's think about who we're talking about here.
Yeah.
All right, here's a quote from Andrew Jackson. I have always been afraid of banks. It's a good quote, huh?
How about the quote where we go get our fucking coffee now?
Buddy, we're almost done here.
Buddy, you said that to me last time you did this shit. And you
No.
got it nice and hot in here, bro. Fucking, it ain't fucking, there ain't been a breeze in here since I got in here. Buddy, you're fucking brutalizing me over here, guy. That's
Buddy.
some libation. We can do fucking 5 of these videos if I have a fucking coffee in me, dude.
I don't got enough content to do 5 videos, pal.
You gotta stretch it out, guy.
Alright, so we're looking at... Okay, mixed games are really fun in poker. Let's see. Zero Hedge Gold Bugs. Oh, that's a very interesting post, actually. Computers depend on gold to run because of gold like plated terminals and gold plated connectors and shit. And Bitcoin depends on computers to run, and technically Bitcoin is dependent on gold to run. Therefore, Bitcoin cannot possibly have more real value than gold. Well, I don't think that's entirely true because a lot of the value comes from network effect, transacting, but that's neither here nor there.
What? Now you want to run it up?
There's a lot of cool people in this space who are doing like crazy shit. People are just like going on vacations now, living life on coins.
That's it. Fucking fat chicks. Fucking.
It's pretty cool. It's good
Buddy!
For them. Good for them, I say.
Coffee!
Buddy! Well,
Buddy, the train's leaving the station. Are you coming?
I'm coming. Are we going?
We're going, bro.
Alright, let me just make sure. Let's see. We're in February. Nothing good.
Buddy,
Oh, here we go.
Absolutely.
Bitcoin will disrupt the financial elite that have ruled in secret for so long. Yeah, it's going to help the people, the planet, and all living things, because they control too much of the wealth right now.
We're talking about Tom Thibodeau here.
Tom Thibodeau.
Beast.
What are you talking about, though?
I'm talking to my brother.
The, basketball thing?
Yeah, the fucking Timberwolves, dude. They just got Jamal Crawford, bro. That's
They're
huge.
going to be good, pal.
Buddy, you got fucking Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Jimmy Butler, George Hill.
All right, so here's a response from the guy who created it when they were
Wow.
saying oh, is there even a point if they eventually shut it down? He says, yes, they could eventually just go after everyone, but we can win a major battle in the arms race, like the cryptography security arms race, and gain a new territory of freedom for several years, which we've already seen happen.
Right.
Look at me gambling online for poker. For Bitcoin, when it got shut down, they're like, shut it down, fuck these guys who are playing poker on the computers. Remember, it just got shut down in the U.S. It's like, oh yeah, fuck you guys. You guys want to try to make a living at that? Fuck that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So we are basically saying, fuck you, back to that. And the way they passed it was so shady too. They attached it to a safe port bill that was never going to get voted against because it was the height of terrorism scare.
Yeah.
And it was an anti-terrorism bill, and they do what's called attach a rider, where the rider was just oh, fuck. Oh, you like to play poker from the privacy of your own home on a computer and on legally fucking
sanctioned
legitimate sites that are legitimate, run a legitimate poker game and the best players win? Well, fuck you. See you later. You can't do that. That's what happened. And that was just a rider to a bill that was never going to get failed. And, probably 90% of the people who voted on it didn't even read it. And, next thing you know, a couple months later, you try to go on your account, and, the money's all fucked up. That's why when I heard about this shit, I'm like, oh, you can, the money, they're not even dealing with money. So, these sites that you can play on now, you don't have to worry about the money at all. Because you can just take it out of the site that night. So, when you wake up in the morning, even if the site got shut down, you're still good.
Right. That's huge.
Yeah, it's crazy
That's
now.
fucking huge, dude.
It's insane that it's, gotten to that. And most people don't even know, people used to, online poker used to be huge in the U.S. 10 million people or something played. 10% of people had an online poker account at one point in this country. And now, nobody knows there's still places to play. So... I'll put links in the description to these sites you can play on that we're talking about. So if you want to check those out, God, it's crazy, dude. I spent 500 bitcoins on the stupidest shit when it was accepted on only a couple websites online. I just be oh yeah, here you go, 500 bitcoins. Let me buy some random game. It was it was insane. Some guy goes, I regret every Bitcoin spent. Me too. I regret every Bitcoin I spent. I wish I just held them. I told everyone I knew about them at $2. The entire ride-up since, everyone's man, I wish I had bought at $2 when you told me about it. And I'm just they're still cheap. They're going to be higher eventually. This whole time, which has been they've been 30, 300, 600, 900, 1200, 1500. I've always been saying they're going to be higher. And it's. I was just reading something today. It was prediction. If everyone's a lot of people are laughing at you and think you're wrong, you might actually be right. Because if everyone thought it was right to put your money into coins, it wouldn't be a sharp play to do. Like people who make money in like the markets, like trading stock markets or current foreign currencies exchanges or whatever, where there's like a ton of money traded. Like there's big winners and losers in this stuff. People make millions, you know. Hedge funds make millions at this stuff. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought there. Oh man. Anyways, I remember The Simpsons where the kid's dad, who's really smart, gives him money to invest in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, buy soy or something like soy. And then like he comes over and he's like, Martin, you're up $1 million. And then like 2 seconds later, a bell just rings, like ring. And he's like, and now you've lost it all but $600. You got greedy. Like that just sums up like these altcoins. Like everyone's trying to just like make money off someone else in it by like buying low and selling high. But like really, there's no like real value to them. Seemingly, like well, they're all based off Bitcoin, but it's very very strange.
Yeah.
How like people have put so much money into these things. I think people just don't understand. I think people that haven't read the white paper and source code before getting into it. Like look at most people we know who have owned a Bitcoin. Like have they read the source code, do you think? No. Obviously not,
We're
right?
going.
Hey pal, you're
Buddy, I'm fucking
I'm
dying.
done. I'm just asking you a question.
Alright, go ask a question. I'm gonna do that.
Have they read the source code? Most people like
No.
obviously not. So
No.
like they don't understand like the whole point of this.
Buddy,
It's
they
like-
they think you're talking about the movie, bro.
That's a movie?
They got a movie out, Jake Gyllenhaal called Source Code.
Well, obviously I'm not talking about that.
I know you're not an asshole, but I'm saying, yeah, they'll say, what, the movie?
Okay, we're talking about the source code of like
Yes.
code that runs the program.
Yes, I read it, bro.
No,
Real
you-
life Matrix.
Oh, you did.
I did, you idiot. How you gonna tell me what you read me, bro? You read me?
Altcoins. I have no idea what I'm doing trading crypto. Every ICO, people are just like, shut up and take my money. Facebook has 1 billion users right now. Mother of God. Ethereum is just crashing right now, and they're saying it's fine. Some guy made a token that literally says, like, dude, this is how crazy this shit's right now. Some guy just made a website. He made a token that said, give me your money. I will give you these useless tokens instead. And he got 20 grand. So far, it's not even over yet. Can you imagine that?
No.
Like, are you ready to make one of these yourself for 20?
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to make one myself too. Just be like, I'm making my useless fucking token thing. He marketed it well too. Smart. He somehow got like.
Are you ready to go, man?
I'm ready to go. I'm
Alright,
ready to
I'm
go.
out.
We're wrapping this up.
Buddy, you kept saying that, dude. Alright, I'm out the door, bro.
We're going to the Amsterdam Tulip Museum to learn about our roots on Bitcoin, because like they're just like tulips, you know. They just
Okay.
go high and then they crash.
Alright, come
So
on.
this is it's me and Vincenzo signing off. Hope you appreciated the content.
Coming back with some coffee.
Come back with some coffee. Purchase the Bitcoin. We're gonna pay a huge fee, more than the coffee. So like it's real good. We're gonna pay $8 for a $2 coffee.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go do it. All right, folks, enjoy.